Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night to the sound of water rushing like a wild river through your home? That's exactly what happened to me on a rainy evening in July 2024, right here in the suburbs of Manchester, UK. I was tucked in bed, dreaming of summer barbecues with my family, when suddenly a deafening roar jolted me awake. Water was everywhere, seeping through the floorboards, climbing the walls like an uninvited guest who wouldn't leave. My heart pounded as I grabbed my phone's flashlight, shining it on the chaos below. Toys floating in the hallway, my daughter's favorite teddy bear bobbing like a lifeboat. That moment? It was the hook that pulled me into a nightmare I never saw coming. But stick with me, because this isn't just a scary story. It's a wake-up call about floods in 2025, and how one smart choice in home insurance turned my disaster into a comeback. Let me take you back a bit, before the water hit. My name's Stephen, a 43-year-old mom from the UK, working as a school teacher and juggling life with my husband Tom and our two little ones, Lily and Jack. We lived in a cozy, semi-detached house on the edge of town, the kind with a garden where we plant veggies every spring. Life was predictable: school runs, football practice, the occasional pub night with friends. But in 2024, the weather started whispering warnings. Remember those headlines? UK floods worst in a century. Heavy rain, swollen rivers, and climate change turning our green island into a watery mess. I scrolled past them on my phone, sipping tea, thinking, that won't happen to us. Hook number 2. What if I told you ignoring those warnings could cost you everything? Ours almost did. It started innocently enough. A forecast called for heavy showers. Nothing new for rainy old England. Tom and I chatted over dinner about weekend plans, maybe a trip to the Lake District. The kids were giggling over ice cream, oblivious. As night fell, the rain picked up, drumming on the roof like impatient fingers. I checked the Met Office app, amber warnings flashing, but our street was high enough, right? Wrong. By 2 a.m. the culvert down the road overflowed, and bam, our quiet neighborhood became a river. Water gushed in through the front door, cold and relentless. I screamed for Tom, who bolted downstairs in his boxers, wading into ankle-deep muck to save what he could. The kids woke up crying, confused and scared. In that panic, my mind raced. Photos and albums, grandma's antique clock, our savings tied up in this house. Hook 3. Imagine losing it all in one night. But what if I said we didn't? There's hope in the details, and it starts with a policy I almost skipped as the floodwaters rose to our knees. We huddled upstairs, phones in hand, calling emergency services. Neighbors' lights flickered on, shouts echoing in the dark. Sirens wailed in the distance, but help felt miles away. Lily clung to me, whispering, "Mummy, is the house drowning?" My throat tightened. How do you explain Armageddon to a 5-year-old? That's when I remembered the little card on my fridge. Our home insurance details from Policy Guard, a company we'd switched to just 6 months earlier. Why? Because in 2023, a mate in London lost his basement to a burst pipe and got pennies from his old insurer. I vowed never to be that person. Little did I know, that decision would be our lifeline. Educational nugget 1. In 2025, with floods up 30% across the UK due to climate shifts, standard home policies often exclude flood damage. But add-ons like flood cover can save you. Check yours today. The morning after was a gut punch. Dawn broke gray and soggy, revealing the wreckage. Our lounge looked like a shipwreck carpet exploded, walls streaked brown, the telly floating face down like a defeated boxer. The smell hit next, that musty, earthy rot that clings to everything. Tom and I stood in shock, kids wrapped in blankets on the stairs. "What now?" he asked, voice cracking. I pulled out my phone and dialed Policy Guard's 24/7 helpline. Hook 4. Ever wonder if insurance companies really care when disaster strikes? Mine didn't faster than I imagined. Within minutes, a calm voice named Emma assured me, "Stephen, we're here. Send photos and we'll get a claims team out today. No forms, no hassle, just action." In 2025, AI-driven apps make this possible. Snap a pic, upload, and bots assess damage in seconds. Mind-blowing, right? While waiting for the assessor, we evacuated to my sister's in the city. The drive was eerie, roads closed, sandbags everywhere, news helicopters buzzing overhead. Radio reports tallied the toll. Thousands displaced, billions in damage. It felt surreal, like we were extras in a disaster movie. But as we unpacked at Sis's, I started piecing together the emotional wreckage. Lily wouldn't let go of her Sandy bear. Jack asked when we could go home. Tom stared at his phone. Scrolling job sites, our home office was ruined. His freelance gear underwater. That's the hidden hook of floods. It's not just stuff lost. It's security shattered. Dreams deferred, childhoods interrupted. Tears came then, hot and silent. But education time, in the US and UK, 2025 sees resilience rebates from insurers up to 20% off premiums if you flood-proof your home, like installing sump pumps or raising electrics. We learned that later, and it changed everything. The claims assessor arrived that afternoon, a bloke named Mike, boots caked in mud from other calls. He didn't sugarcoat it. This is bad, but fixable. He poked walls, measured water lines, snapped pics with a tablet that syncs to the cloud. Flood height, 18 inches. Structural, minimal. Belongings? We'll value them. Questions flew. Did we have receipts? Photos of before? I panicked. Who keeps inventory? Hook 5. Turns out, you should. But here's the 2025 tip. Smart home cams and apps auto-catalog your stuff yearly. Mike explained our policy covered unforeseen flood events, including temporary housing for 3 months. Relief washed over me like, well, not a flood. We weren't homeless. We had a safety net. Back at Sis, the kids adapted with cartoons and cousins, but nights were rough. I'd lie awake, replaying the roar of water, wondering, why us? Flashbacks hit hard, the terror in Tom's eyes, Lily's whimpers. Emotional scars run deep. Studies in 2025 show flood survivors face 40% higher anxiety rates. That's why therapists now partner with insurers for free sessions post-claim. PolicyGuard hooked us up with one, Dr. Lena, who normalized it. Grief for your old life is valid, but rebuilding stronger. That's your power. Her words were a hook into healing, reminding me floods take, but they also teach resilience. For USA folks, FEM's 2025 updates include mental health grants. In the UK, it's via the Environment Agency. Don't suffer alone, reach out. A week in, the real education kicked off. PolicyGuard sent a flood recovery kit, not just checks, but guides. Pages on drying techniques, dehumidifiers first, fan second, mold prevention, bleach solutions, but ventilated, and 2025 tech like nano coatings that repel water on walls. Who knew? I dove in, notebook in hand, turning victim into student. Hook 6. What if your flood became your crash course in home proofing? Ours did. We learned UK rivers like the Mersey swell faster now, thanks to warmer atmospheres holding more rain, up 7% per degree Celsius, per Met Office data. In the US, think Mississippi or California deluges. Pro tip: elevate valuables in waterproof bins. Costs £50, saves thousands. Payout came swift, £45,000 for repairs, contents, and lost income. No quibbling. Thanks to our comprehensive flood rider, Tom and I sat at the kitchen table. Sis's. Borrowed? Calculators out. Planning. New kitchen? Eco-friendly boiler? Dreams sparked amid the debris. But emotion lingered, visiting the house, gutted and echoing, felt like burying a friend. Workers in high-vis swarmed, ripping out soaked plaster, but each nail hammered was a step forward. Lily drew pictures of our superhero house rising again. Kids' hope? Pure magic. Educational aside, 2025 policies in UK mandate: green rebuilds, use sustainable materials for bonus coverage. US insurers fall with LEED certifications. Save the planet. Save your wallet. As weeks turned to months, we settled into a rental cozy flat near the school, provided courtesy of insurance. Mornings smelled of fresh coffee, not mildew. Tom picked up remote gigs. I prepped lessons on climate resilience for my class. Irony, huh? Teaching kids about rising seas while ours receded. Hook 7. Ever turn pain into purpose? That's us now. We hosted a neighborhood meetup, tea and biscuits, sharing stories. Old Mr. Jenkins from next door confessed his policy lapsed. We nudged him to update. Turns out, 1 in 5 UK homes lack flood cover in 2025, per Abbey Stats. Don't be that stat quote online in 5 minutes. Rebuild phase was a roller coaster. Builders quoted high, but PolicyGuard negotiated down 15%. They even loaned tools drills, ladders for DIY bits. Tom and I got hands-on, painting walls in sunny yellow to chase shadows away. Lily helped with stickers. Jack hammered, safely. Laughter echoed where silence once hung. The triggers hit thunderstorms sent my pulse racing. Dr. Lena taught breathing tricks. In for 4, hold 4, out for 4. Works wonders. Emotionally, it was reclaiming space. Each room reborn symbolized us piecing hearts back. For U.S. viewers, note HUD's 2025 flood maps. Update yearly. Check yours at floodsmart.gov to avoid underinsurance. Midway through, a curveball. Our original policy excluded groundwater seepage, but Mike spotted it with surface runoff covered. Hook 8. Fine print matters, but good insurers decode it for you. We added French drains £2,000 install, but rebates covered half. Now, our garden channels water away like a pro. Educational gold. In 2025, UK's flood re-scheme backs high-risk homes, but pair it with private. Add-ons for full peace. You? And FIP basics, but private beats it for speed. Shop around rates dropped 10% this year with a I-risk modeling. Family bonds tightened like never before. Dinners became debriefs. What made you brave today? Tom's stress melted into pride. My fears into fire. We planted a resilience tree in the yard oak, sturdy against storms. Kids watered it daily, whispering wishes. That's the emotional core. Flood strip bare, but regrow you deeper rooted. Hook 9. What unbreakable part of you emerges from rock bottom? For me, advocacy. I started a blog, Flood Moms Unite, sharing tips for USA UK parents. Hits? Thousands. You're reading one now. Virtually. By Christmas 2024, we moved back. The house gleamed new floors, smart vents that auto-seal in rain. First night, we baked cookies, danced in the lounge. No water ghosts, just warmth. PolicyGuard sent a thank you hamper, chocolates, vouchers. Classy touch. But the real gift? Confidence. We hosted New Year's neighbors toasting to dry feet. Laughter healed what tears couldn't. Educational wrap. 2025 brings predictive alerts. Insurer apps ping flood risks 48 hours early. Sign up. It's free. Fast forward to spring 2025. Garden blooms, kids thrive. I testify at local council on flood defenses barriers, not band-aids. Tom's business booms with eco consulting. Life's richer, wiser. Hook 10. One flood ended an era, birthed a better one. But here's the big education. Don't wait for yours. Audit your policy. Does it cover floods? In UK, add via AVIVA or Direct Line. US, State Farm or Allstate for riders. Costs £100 to $200 per year. Priceless piece. Reflecting now, that night wasn't just loss. It was launch. Water rose, but so did we. Emotional truth. Grief lingers, but gratitude grows. To every flood-weary soul in Texas or Thames Valley, you're not alone. Call your insurer, fortify your home, hug your people tight. 2025 storms rage, but stories like ours prove. Support systems save. What's your first step? Comment below. Let's build resilience together. Diving deeper into that fateful night, let's rewind the clock even further. It was a Tuesday, ordinary as they come. I just finished marking year 5 essays on my dream home, chuckling at drawings of castles with moats ironic. Tom grilled sausages in the garden, smoke curling lazy into the dusk. Lily chased bubbles. Jack built Lego forts. The air hummed with joy, that bubble of normal you take for granted. Then the sky darkened, not poetically, but menacingly. Rain lashed like it had a grudge. I glanced out, joking, blimey, it's biblical out there. Little did I know. Hook 11. The signs are always there. Will you see them before they swallow you whole? As bed called, I double-checked locks, a habit from lockdown days. Tom snored softly beside me, arm draped over. The rain's rhythm lulled, then built a crescendo of slaps against windows. At 1:45 a.m., a crack of thunder shook the frame. I stirred, uneasy. Then, the drip. Not outside, inside. From the ceiling rose? No, the hall light flickered wet. Heart and throat, I crept down. Torch beam cut the gloom. Water pooling at the door, inching under like a thief. Tom, my yell pierced the quiet. He tumbled down. We splashed to the kitchen fridge adrift, cabinets weeping. Panic mode. Grabbed ducks, meds, pets. Our cat Whiskers yowled from the sofa island. Upstairs we fled, sealing the door like a bunker. Emergency line. Stay safe. Help en route. But routes flooded. Delays loomed. We barricaded with towels, prayed. Lily's room door leaked first, her wardrobe a cascade. I scooped her up. Teddy clutched. It's an adventure, love. Lies to soothe small fears. Jack peed the bed from fright normal, Dr. Lena later said. Hours blurred. Radio crackling updates. Evacuate low areas? Hours? Borderline. Dawn's light mocked blue skies now, but ruin below. Stepping out, mud-sucked boots. Neighbor's car half submerged. Community hook. Disasters unite. Mrs. Patel shared tea. Mr. O'Brien, a generator. In 2025, apps like Nextdoor MP this real-time aid requests. Calling Policy Guard at 7 a.m. Emma's voice. Steady anchor. Deep breath, Stephen. Policy number? I rattled it off, voice shaky. She logged pics. I texted Floodline Stark against baseboards. Assessor, ETA. 2 p.m. Meanwhile, claim starts £500 interim for essentials. £500? For clothes, food, sanity. Godsend. Hook 12. Insurance isn't paper. It's people in crisis. 2025 twist. Voice AI triages calls. Flags urgent cases. Faster than ever. Evac to Sis's. 45-minute drive turned 3 hours detours. Checkpoints. Kids carsick on crisps. Tom white-knuckle wheel. Sis hugged fierce. Stay forever if needed. Her spare room became 4 blankets piled. Stories spun to distract. But night one. Nightmares. Water dreams gasping awake. Emotion raw. Vulnerability strips pride. I cried in shower, hot tears mixing. Tom held me. We'll rebuild grander. His strength? My rock. Mike's visit. Khaki vest, clipboard, empathy eyes. Seen hundreds like this tough, but temporary. He mapped damage. Walls, drywall replace. Electrics, rewire. Contents, list them. We inventoried tearfully wedding album warped. Tom's guitar strings snapped. Value? Pound 8,000. Policy max. Pound 50,000. Covered. He explained excess. Our 250 pounds deductible. Fair trade. Then the uplift. With 2025 climate clause. No blame on weatherful payout. UK innovation. Matching uses post-Hurricane Ian reforms. Dr. Lena's sessions. Virtual first, then in person. Flood PTSD real, she said. Symptoms? Hypervigilance to rain, avoidance of basements. Tools. Journaling. What water gave, not took. Gratitude lists. Family intact, community kind. Emotional hook 13. Healing's not linear waves come, but you learn to surf. For parents, kid-focused, art therapy, drawing before, after homes, hours. Masterpieces. Recovery kit unpacked. Glossy booklet. From flood to flourish. Chapters on Decontum UV lights kill bacteria. Fans dry subfloors. 2025 ad. QR codes to videos how-tos by pros. I watched sump pump install. Tom tooled up. Cost? $300. But insurer subsidized via resiliency fund. U.S. parallel. FEM as billed back. Better grants up to $5,000 for upgrades. Payout day. Email pinned. Funds transferred. £45,000 hit account repairs £30,000. Contents £10,000. Temp housing £5,000. We budgeted smart. Local tradesmen. Support economy. Energy efficient windows. Cut bills 15%. Builders. 4-man crew. Banter filled. This house will laugh at next flood, lead said. Installing floodgates auto barriers. 800. Rebate eligible. Neighborhood meet. Our rentals lounge packed. 20 souls. Scones. Shared. Stories poured. Jenkins lapse horror. Patel's immigrant fears of claims. I shared Policy Guard wins. They nodded. Phones out quoting. Hook 14. One voice sparks change your story could save a street. 2025 stat. Community claims groups cut disputes 25%. Per Insurance Institute. Rebuild rituals. Weekly progress parties. Pizza for milestones. Dry walls. Dance. New roof. Karaoke. Kids led Lily's rainbow room with glow stars. Emotions swelled. Pride in calluses. Joy in fresh paint scent. Triggers faded thunder now just noise. Dr. Lena. You've alchemized trauma. Curveball claim. Basement seepage flagged. Groundwater excluded. Mike fought. Runoff from road surface. Evidence. Photos. Council reports. One extra £3,000. Lesson. Document everything timestamps. Witnesses. 2025 tool. Drone surveys by insurers. Pinpoint causes. French drains dug. Trenches snaking yard. Gravel filled. Pump hum test run water whooshed away. Garden reborn. Raised beds. Permeable paving. Cost £2,000. Half rebated. UK flood retip. High risk? Mandatory levy, but caps premiums. US. Zone A rates high shop private for better. Blog launch. Flood mums unite. First post. My story. Shares exploded mums in Florida. Families in Yorkshire. Tips section. 2025 essentials. Elevate boilers. Insure heirlooms separately. Monetized? No, mission driven. Hook 15. Your mess becomes message turned tide for others. Holiday homecoming. Boxing Day. Fairy lights twinkled on rebuilt tree. Cookies baked in new oven gooey perfection. Kids raced halls, echo joyful. Tom whispered, our phoenix. Tears happy now. Policy Guard card. Proud to support your rise. 2025 advocacy. Council hearing. My turn. Floods aren't acts of God. They're failures of prep. Pushed for green infrastructure swales, not concrete. Use a echo. Call your rep for levy funds. Change starts local. Today, September 2025. House hums smart thermostat chats weather. Alerts ping. Life Fuller. Volunteer flood prep workshops. Family hikes rainproofed. Emotional close? That flood? Catalyst. Grateful for Policy Guard's hand. Our hearts mend. Big takeaway. Act now. Review policy flood rider? Yes. Fortify drains, elevations. Connect communities pros. USA UK. Storms brew, but you're equipped. What's your hook to safety? Share let's flood-proof futures.